Hi, my name is Chinedu Peter Monguba. I'm a master's degree student of the University of Hertfordshire with student registration number 20046806. And my research topic is on analyzing the impact of total quality management (TQM) in enhancing service delivery in health and social care in the United Kingdom, a case of the Care Quality Commission (CQC). Yeah, in this slide, we're going to take a look at the background of the research. Yeah, health and social care in the United Kingdom has metamorphosed through the years, and the authorities have developed the right legislations and programs that initiate, develop, and sustain enforcement of regulations in the sector. Proactive steps were taken by the following reforms. Firstly, by creating autonomy for the National Health Service (NHS) through delimitation into foundation trusts. Secondly, choosing elective care options by commissioning general practitioners (GP) and dental practice contracts. Thirdly, by launching the National Institute for Health and Clinical Excellence (NICE). Fourthly, these reforms ultimately, via the Health and Social Care Acts of 2012 and Care Quality Act of 2014, established the Care Quality Commission (CQC). Finally, the CQC, the Care Quality Commission, has been regulating, monitoring health and social care providers in the United Kingdom to stick to standards and best practices. This way, the Care Quality Commission has a mandate as a statutory regulator as well as taxed on quality assurance and certification on total quality management (TQM). On this slide, we'll be looking at the aims and objectives of this research work. The research aim is to analytically identify the positive impacts of regulations and effectiveness of quality compliance systems, policies, legal frameworks, and procedures as it applies in various aspects of health and social care services delivery in the United Kingdom and on its citizens. Then the research objectives are: 1. Understanding the workings of the Care Quality Commission's drive in enforcing and ensuring standards in the United Kingdom health and social care delivery system. 2. Discovering the effects of a synergy existing between the National Health Service (NHS), Quality Compliance Systems (QCS), then the Care Quality Commission (CQC) in deploying the right leadership style that directs human resources, policies, and practice effectively in United Kingdom health and social care sector. 3. Achieving a strategic fit that's balanced through modern and workable human resources plans, policies, and practice that aligns with standard total quality management demands for non-profits in health and social care in the United Kingdom. Thank you. Research questions were crafted to be addressed by the eventual results presented at the end of the study. They are: 1. How has quality regulations and compliance impacted on adult inpatient population in the United Kingdom in recent years? 2. How important is total quality management in human resources policies and practice in ensuring a strategic fit between the National Health Service (NHS) vision and service providers, that is, care homes in United Kingdom? 3. How does Care Quality Commission's quality assurance drive impact on stakeholders' value in social and healthcare sector in the United Kingdom currently? Then we'll now go over to the research approach we're using for this work. The work is approached from an inductive reasoning standpoint. Here we observe patterns and devise explanations for these through verifiable grounds. This investigation aids an adoption of sets of premises deduced from observed facts of a research phenomenon, as Sanders, Lewis, and Thornhill 2019 specifies. Then the research methodology here is: we apply the qualitative methods of reliable, relevant, and verifiable data collection and analysis techniques. This is intended to support the original design of inductive reasoning. However, the authenticity of claims here are based on the credibility of the sources which we applied in this thing, but it's all based on the extent of knowledge around these key issues. The research design process applied a qualitative research design to ascertain the how and why of the subject of investigation by use of qualitative collection and analytic techniques. In a bid to answer research questions more accurately, we gathered numerical data relatively to obtain evidence that demonstrates how concerned respondents see total quality management practice in their aspects of health and social care delivery in the United Kingdom. It's also pertinent to note that there exists no constant truth as various concerned persons hold distinct views and opinions and experiences as the quoted sources suggest. This subjective style diminished the presence of numerical facts, yet highlighted varied views and opinions of individuals that remain subject to change. Interestingly, working with this option provided varied yet similar options or opinions on underlying research. The research design process applied a qualitative research design to ascertain the how and why of the subject of investigation by use of qualitative collection and analytic techniques. In a bid to answer research questions more accurately, we gathered numerical data relatively to obtain evidence that demonstrates how concerned respondents see total quality management practice in their aspects of health and social care delivery in the United Kingdom. It's also pertinent to note that there exists no constant truth as various concerned persons hold distinct views and opinions and experiences as the quoted sources suggest. This subjective style diminished the presence of numerical facts, yet highlighted varied views and opinions of individuals that remain subject to change. Interestingly, working with this option provided varied yet similar options or opinions on underlying research. Subsequent slides, we'll be seeing how data was collected, analyzed, and presented. The diagrams by the side, the one beneath, you see how the methods of secondary research that we embarked on. Then on the diagram above, we'll see how we randomly sampled a survey for adult inpatients from hospitals spread around the United Kingdom, and we based our results on their possible positive experience they got and key aspects that they feel that requires improvement. And we can see from the distribution on the table the percentage of the initial population that where the survey was conducted, percentage that agreed that they were treated with dignity, the percentage that had more trust and confidence in doctors, the percentage that had more trust and confidence in nurses, and the percentage that experienced good hygiene. And these are quality implications when we're considering total quality management in the health and social care sector. Yeah, in this slide, we see the continuation of the data collection, analysis, and presentation we did for the adult inpatients. Now they were talking about, if you look at the table on the side, we're talking about the key areas for possible improvement when we sample the opinions of these inpatients that have been in the wards for a while. Some of them, that they claim that post-treatment discharge programs was not to, we have 30%. Then people that said they were not involved in the decisions of their discharge were 23%. Then the patients that didn't have their home where they were going to go back to after discharge considered were about 21%. So these are areas that can present a feedback for the CQC on how to improve on the services to these patients or the beneficiaries of the health and social care service. It continues the data collection, analysis, and presentation tree, just attempting to answer the research question 2. Samples were drawn from the overall feedback used as a parameter for rating in various health and social care. This was gotten from the newsletter of the NHS for 2022. So they randomly sampled service users, that's patients in care homes scattered around the United Kingdom. And after data was collated, analyzed, and presented, we found out that, that from their experience, so far, 15,042 care homes where we got our respondents. We found out the percentage is just 4% were not impressed with the services they got. Then 74% were thoroughly satisfied, not like it was excellent. Then, 2,505 persons, well, just felt they were treated fairly too, you know. So this calls for more work to be done, especially when the population that were surveyed were the care homes with vulnerable adults with learning disabilities, autism, mental impairment, challenging behavior, and the likes. Yeah, on this slide, we're looking at the findings, extracts from the results of the study. We see that post treatment and post discharge program for inpatients, are not properly structured, you know. Then, secondly, there's not enough enforcement, especially in the healthcare institutions, of the clearly spelled out guidelines and specifications to ensure total quality management in the delivery of health and social care services in the United Kingdom. Then, thirdly, a solid framework to ensure stakeholdership participation is not really in place. Then, lastly, feedbacks are not regularly collated from the patient themselves or the service users themselves. Well, that's what we can see in the findings. Yeah, on this slide, we've spotted certain recommendations that can enhance health and social care services delivery when ensuring quality standards. Firstly, we need to increase the post treatment, post discharge programs for these patients, like a rehabilitation and reintegration after they must have undergone treatment. Secondly, we need to set up a strict enforcement team to make sure these clearly spelled out guidelines on total quality management for health and social care in the United Kingdom are pursued to the letter. Thirdly, we need to make sure we increase stakeholder participation for all hands to be on deck to ensure the success of quality standards and adherence in the health and social care industry in the UK. Then, lastly, feedbacks are important from the service user and the patients themselves to find out and identify key areas for improvement. Yeah, conclusively, it's evidently clear that from the studies and the findings we've gone through, and based on the recommendations, um, health and social care services delivery system in the United Kingdom can achieve a strategic fit and continuous development in their plans, programs, and policies as it affects their practice if
the relevant techniques are applied, like training of personnel that work in the healthcare institutions and the care homes on how to treat patients and service users. Then the Care Quality Commission, in their onerous task of ensuring that standards are met and total quality management is assured, should work with the relevant stakeholdership and continue to train the manpower on how to stick to the laid down guidelines and procedures for sustainability in the sector.